Hello, replay crew. You rock. Thank you for watching the replay. If you're on the replay, and for those who came later in the chat that circled back, I appreciate that too. Why come? I just now realized I did not put on mascara. I was so excited about these looks, two separate looks. I love them. And a lip to match them both. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff today. This is going to be a teaching video or just an informational video. Hey, Janet. I've had a lot of questions, especially when I'm down at the space. What's better to use? Water activated paint, cream paint, oil based paints. And so I was thinking, like, let me just do a video and just demonstrate them all. So the face is going to look a mess, hence the thumbnail. And we're going to do the removal process too, because that's important. And so I did bring over 3 black microfiber cloths, because sometimes the lighter ones stain. I do have quite a few of the gray ones as well, but you see that these stain too. So I said, let me try the black ones. And it's just clean, believe it or not. So maybe we'll use that just because it's already stained. I don't know. So I'm going to do the intro, give YouTube time to do what it do. Hey, Janessa. And then we will get into the paints, because it's not a thing where, well, because like once I start, I can't undo it. And so I know a lot of times I do kind of backtrack. I can backtrack with what I'm saying, of course, but you just got done testing your webcam. Not sure. I'm totally happy with the audio, but the image is much clearer. Okay. I meant to text you, Janessa, to say if you wanted to reschedule your lives from on your phone, that way you can do them on your phone. But then I did these looks and now I'm here. So yeah, I slept a lot today after maintenance left. Yeah, I'm just, hey, Grace. So the intro. Hello and welcome if you're new here. My name is Dion. I call this the Crazy Troll Nation. The crazy, knowing it's okay to be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you who and how you should be. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. I was gonna say for your face. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to, excuse me, feel like you need to use a certain brand, a certain tool, or a certain technique because that's what you're being told in whatever video that you're watching. I'm here to let you know. If you want to try all the things, try all the things, but don't try them because you feel obligated. Use whatever you want to, however you want to, using whatever tools you want to. Says me looking at my brushes for the paints that you want to do to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. Here at the Crazy Troll Nation, my lipstick is looking faded. I'm so easily distracted today. Here at the Crazy Troll Nation, we believe in self-acceptance and self-love, embracing our natural features, enhancing them if we want to, when we want to, but never feeling like we have to. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. So that's what we stand for here. That is our motto. If you've been here, I hope it is one of your daily affirmations to just love yourself and just be who you are. If this is your first time hearing it, I hope that it resonates with you. So I just took out this palette. So it's going to be, whew, I don't feel overwhelmed, but I do know this is going to be a lot. I will try to take my time. I am going to post this on FET because that's usually where I am. Well, down at the space when people ask me which ones are better, like what should I use, and so I didn't even think before like to post my videos on there, but my YouTube is there, and quite a few people from down there do watch me, and it kind of scares me momentarily. Or surprise is a better word when someone says, "Oh, I like your videos," and I'm like, "Damn, like they watch me." Like y'all do YouTube videos, of course people watch me, but it's when it's somebody in person, I'm like, "Oh damn." You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so we're going to be using, I'm going to talk about the 3 different paints, then we're going to apply the 3 different paints. And I do have water here for the water activated paints. I have 3 of these. I don't know how many I'm going to use. And we have the microfiber cloths there. I did not think to bring Neutrogena wipes over here, which, are they necessary for this? I don't think they're necessary for the paints. I didn't think to bring those over here. Because I do know the oil rubs right off. The water rubs right off, and so does the oil. The creams, I kind of think they do too. You do always, regardless of what you're putting on your face, this eye is tearing. regardless of what you're putting on your face, whether it's just regular makeup or water-based or oil-based or cream makeup, you are going to still want to put on a primer. Mehron, they have their barrier spray. Hey, Pierre, how are you? And other brands, you could just use whatever primer you want to use. I am not sure that it matters if you use the primer that coincides with the actual paint product or the makeup product. It's whatever you just want to use for you. I'm not going to put on primer. I already have on a full face. And so I'm going to tell you about the 3 different kind of paints we have here. This is my newest. Hello. How are you? Oh, you're the normal dude. Hey, normal dude. Hey, wonderful Joe. Hey, skinny queen. It me. Y'all just make my night. Because like everybody has like their own thing. My hands are dry and I just put on lotion and my skin is flaking. I was distracted in this video too, y'all. I'm just like, but I am also excited. Thank you, Janessa. She says, don't forget the thumbs up. So this is my newest edition. And Janessa, you know what this looks like. This is Makeup Forever Artist Color Palette. And the colors are the colors. And y'all see I have used at least half of it. Y'all can see the ones that I used and the ones that I did not. These are creams. And these are the ones where you would scrape out with a spatula onto a palette. And we are going to do that. So let me grab a spatula. Excuse me for that glare if I glared you. I have spatulas everywhere, but it's like when I want one. And I'm going to bring this over here. These are some of the brushes that we're going to use for pinks today. I did not bring over any other brushes. So I do hope these are sufficient. And for the oils, we'll talk about that. These are creams. And I do use these for me and for in my kit, which is why I don't double dip. You scoop some out, you take a spatula, you scoop it out, put it on a palette, and you use it from here. I have all of Makeup Forever's palettes except one, and the one I don't have is because it's always out of stock, like always. And of course, it's the lighter of the two. No, it's the darker one that's always out of stock. It's the darker one of the two that's always out of stock. So for these brands that think, you know, tan and brown people don't wear stuff, y'all, we will buy it and it be sold out. And also with MAC, I have quite a bit of their cream products too, and their cream products, their face palettes and sculpting and all of that. The darkest one that they have stays sold out. I managed to snag it. I got a notification. I bought it right away and it's been out of stock ever since. But for Makeup Forever, I have all of them except one. And this is the color one. And this, you can mix colors. With cream, it's easier to mix colors because you scoop a little bit on a palette, scoop it up, and I'll show you how to do that. But some of y'all probably already know. So some of you, excuse me for that glare, some of you are already familiar with this stuff, and so just keep in mind that this is for people who ask me questions like, well, what about this? What about that? And I really do like using these. When I started, I was layering this under that gray sweatsuit, that gray sweatshirt, excuse me, and it just keeps limp. And I noticed in another video, it looked horrible to me. Is everyone seeing the channel name in chat instead of the display name? Or did I mess up something? I don't even know what the channel, yeah, I'm seeing channel name. I see Skinny Queen, I see Janessa J Champagne, Saber Trade 87, Joe Just Joe, Normal Dude, who is Saber Trader, that account today, Janet, Bike Pierre Life. Yeah, so I'm seeing Fashion with Joe B 87. So I am seeing the usual suspects. But we are going to just mix, and so you can just mix whatever color you want and to make whatever color you want. We also have, Janessa sent me this and I liked it so much I purchased one for my kit. And in my kit, because I was overstuffing it, the lid cracked somewhere, and so I swapped out this lid with the one that cracked. So the one that's not cracked is in my kit. And why do I not see the crack? But anyway, but this is what this one is. This is oil based, and this one is the one in my kit. Damn it, I can't. I'm gonna go get the other one because the other one is the one I've been using. This one I'm looking at like I have not used it. So y'all forgive me. I need to go. Hey, Cherry Cam. Hey, I'm gonna have to go. Damn, why is it? Y'all, I'm tripping. I am straight dead ass tripping. I had this on top of my stuff from the kit to use, which is why that's there. And the one that I use is right here. You see me reaching, right? It's right here. But I had all of these stacked on top of my kit. And so I'm like, why? Okay, so this is the one that I have been using for me. Like this so much, love this so much that I purchased one for my kit. And this is what it looks like. It looks like. And y'all can see I have been digging in it. Digging in it. This white has a swoop in the middle, which you can't see because it's white. And that's why I couldn't see where it cracked. Where it cracked? I can't even see it. I think I put paper. Oh, this is where it cracked. You see this crack? Crack is whack. And so this was the lid on that one, so I switched it. So this one is on mine. And so this is oil based. When I first started using these, I'm like, oh, this is great because I don't have to deal with water. I don't have to whatever. And it's smoother than cream, or it might just be this formula from CC Beauty. This is from Amazon and it was less than $20. And I did get the kit. It came with these green brushes and it came with a powder. I believe I put the powder in my kit with the one that I purchased for my kit. So this is not expensive at all. Cream, you do want to set it with a translucent powder because it's not going to dry down. It is not going to dry down. The water base will dry down. The cream will dry down somewhat, but if you touch it, you know, you can still kind of feel it. So you may want to set that one as well. We're not going to go that far with all of this. So this is just like the basics. So that's oil based. Very easy to use. Love it to pieces. Janessa, it did this in another line. I don't know what you guys are seeing. It shows the name Janessa J Champagne. But that is your channel name. Am I missing something? I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding what y'all are saying. Thank you, Cherry. I don't add channel name. Because everybody's name to me looks the same. Except normal dude. I don't know. Let me know what I'm missing. I don't know. And we have, oh my gosh, Janessa sent me these as well. These are UV paints. And I don't know why I brought them all over here, just because they're pretty. The brand is Blue Squid. These are also, I want to say they're cream, but these are the tubes, so you just squeeze some out. We are going to just do a couple with that. And these are easy too to mix with because you squeeze a little bit of this color, squeeze a little bit of this color, make the color that you want. These are UV reactive. The look I did with that, I was so glad that I did the look in some sort of a design because then, yeah, my channel name is Dion Loves Makeup. Oh, the display name. Okay, let me focus. My display name is Miss Dion. Your channel name is at Dion Loves Makeup. Okay, so if I were on somebody else's channel, it would just say Miss Dion, and it wouldn't say at Hey Amanda, and it wouldn't say at Dion. I see what you're saying. I did not notice, but all of yours are showing up like it regularly does on my end. Or I'm still missing something. And y'all know YouTube is doing a lot of stuff. So there's 8 total. And so I am glad that I did a look that looked like something because I did turn off the lights and I used a little UV light that came with it. And I since purchased a UV flashlight to use, which is really freaking cool. Can I be there? You are here. Oh, wait. I don't know. I don't know. Do your parents know that you're on here? Yeah, we know YouTube is always doing something. Yeah, I don't know. Do your parents know you're on here? And so these are also oil-based as well as these. These are just UV active in a squeeze tube, which makes them very convenient. But these are convenient too. It's like so easy to use. We also have water-activated paints. I have almost everyone. I do have everyone from Mehron, which is unnecessary. You will spam hearts. Thank you. This is their Paradise Makeup AQ Pro Palette. And these are removable pans. I panned one of the white ones already. This one down here. So I am glad that it does have 3 whites and 3 blacks. And this is one where you need to mix water in it. We're not going to work out of this one because it's humongous. And I do have other ones. The colors are similar, but they're not exact. So this is the Pro palette, and it has 30. That was the first one I got because I'm like, it has all the colors. And then I was like, oh, this one it says they're metallic. So these are all metallic shades. Again, these are water activated from Mehron. So these are the metallics. These are pretty. Those are pretty. And the other one I'm going to show you from Mehron, they frequently seem to have 20%, 30% off, and that's when I get my stuff because I do not get a discount from them other than their sales. This one is their cosplay palette, and you'll be like, yeah, there's similar colors to the 30 pan. You're right. And I thought after the fact I shouldn't have purchased it, but it came in handy because when I was at an event I took the 30 pan and somebody wanted like the red and something else, and so then after I used it I sprayed it, and it takes a while for it to dry because it's activated by wet stuff, and somebody else wanted a red, so I was able to go in here and use this red. So it turned out it's okay that I got them all, you know what I'm saying? Here you guys, I changed my profile picture. They are all so tiny. Okay, so I think we're going to work out of this one. So we're going to work out of this water activated, this oil base, this cream. Yo, who knew there were so many types of makeup other than just like powder products and cream products? And we're going to do the blue squid. So let's do the water activated first, because that one, I want to say that one is the most finicky in the sense that you have to, it's a learning curve on how much water, how little water, and thin it out. You put it on, you don't blend it too much or it'll blend away, and then you have to apply a second coat. Like it's a process. It is a process. You need to change your pictures. Janice, 2 years old. I don't know how old mine is. So we're just going to put a little bit of water in here, and you only need a little bit. And so if you can see, just a tiny bit. And I am putting this on top of a microfiber cloth. I'm just going to close this because y'all know I'm clumsy. So we're going to open this up again, the Mehron water activated. And the same concept with these as with water activated eyeliners. And so let's just pick a color. Anybody want a particular color? A particular color. And also with these, because they're water activated, I could still scrape it out, but I think it's more trouble than it's worth. But their makeup sanitizer spray, it does say it works with creams and water activated stuff too. And so I do just spray it afterwards, after I use it on somebody. Anybody want a particular color? Hey, Camden, wait a minute. Wait, hold up. Are you from Camden for real? Camden, New Jersey? Because you know that's where I was born and raised, right? Camden in the house. Any particular color anybody wants me to use or not? Or just go for it, because we're going to be here a while, y'all, because we got a lot to do. South Jersey Glassboro. Ah! Welcome. Got my neighbor in here, y'all. Oh, yeah, I'm glad I'm back in your feed, too. Genesis always say green. Okay, and we're going to use these green brushes too. So how about that? These brushes are trash, by the way. When I use them, they just, like, even now, it's just like, yeah, these brushes are trash. Like, yeah. So what we're going to do, tap the brush in the water, tap it off a little bit, go to the green. And I do have a dropper that is in my kit. And you get it to where it's a consistency to where you want it, not too much, not too little. If it's too little, it's not going to work. If it's too much, it's just going to be way too wet. So where are we going to put this? Let's put this over our eyebrow. So then you just draw it where you want it. And you see how it thins out as you go. So then you're going to want to keep going over it. Tap the brush, the tip of the brush in the water, or just a lot, and then just put the water, put the brush, the wet brush in the paint, and let it get a little pasty a little bit. Because if it's too wet and you put it on, it's just going to run. And so, and then you just draw whatever you want to draw on the face. I feel like Janessa with her brows. We're tapping just the tip of the brush in again, and we will probably come back to this. And so you just get it to like a paste consistency, but you don't want it super runny because then it's just going to be a mess in the palette. And another thing with these, if I were to try to use another color, it will just run together. Like it won't keep the colors separate. So it is kind of tricky. It's tricky to rock a rhyme. Rock a rhyme that's right on time. It is tricky if you want to do multiple colors. And so the thing to do is to trace out what you want to do and then just put each color where you want it. Do red paint stain? They haven't stained on me. They haven't stained on me. Oh, Kyle, do you know my name? Doesn't allow the time. How you doing, Kyle? That sounds familiar, but don't quote me on that. I was going to say that you were putting on brows. I thought because you just be like, swoop, and I'm like, how does she do that? And they always come out so perfect. And so we're just putting a little bit more YouTube scenes. And I want to say I wish they would stop doing stuff, but some stuff they do, and you see how it gets lighter as it dries, and so you will have to go back and add more. So the thing is not to blend too much when you put it on. Just leave it and then just go back to it. As it dries a little bit, it gets lighter, so you're going to keep going back and forth and back and forth. That's the thing with water activated paints. And other than that, they are easy to use. But again, if you like, if I wanted to put red stripes, it would bleed the green. And actually, maybe I'll show you. And so this is water activated. Reading the comments. No, we're not making the Grinch. I did a Grinch look for Christmas Eve last year, and I made it my own. So it wasn't like the Grinch because I did different shapes. And I scared that man. My cousin's father-in-law that just passed away a few weeks ago. I'm just going through comments really quick. So, okay. I'm going to show you with a red. And just want to take this brush. I'm going to dip it in the water and then wipe it off on the side of the container. And then we're going to go into the red. I'm thinking of Freddy Krueger now with these green and red. So I just want to show you like what it'll do if you try to run it down. It'll mix the colors. And that might not be what you want to do. It depends on what look you're going for. But usually for graphic looks, like we want certain colors. And so you see how here it looks red, but over here is not looking red. I gotta go grab dinner. I sub so I can see you. Oh, I appreciate it, Kyle. All right, neighbor. Thank you. And we're dipping in the same water, and the water has not changed colors yet. And sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. It was so good to see you, Kyle. Y'all, my neighbor. Camden in the house. And Glassboro is right next to Camden, y'all. And so we're doing that. And so you see how bright red that is, but then when I went back over it, it bleeds the green. And so if you're going to want actual red and actual green, you're going to have to work around it. Or just leave a space in between where you want the red lines to go and then put that in later. And so that's what makes the water paints a little finicky. And so that is that. So we're just going to do a little bit more. Pennywise. Oh, man. It's a shame, Janessa. I was thinking what you had said about because he's so expensive now that he might not be there until like the 8th episode or something. And that kind of sucks because like he is the show. You know what I mean? I'm feeling Freddy Kruegerish right now. And so, and it will stay. The water activators, they dry down on their own, but they will fade. And so when I've done, thank you. Uh-oh. You want them back? Okay. Oh my gosh, remember that? Yeah, you would have probably liked that cocky video that we did. That was insane. I don't know what was wrong with me that day. Because it will fade. So when I was at an event and I was doing this, I had told her She's the one that wanted the Pikachu look. So we did all white and did red under the eyes. And I told her, like, later on, if she wanted me to refresh it, just come back and I would just refresh it because it will fade as it dries down. But she was so happy. And so this is water activated. Hey, Tanya. I can barely see it. It's so tiny. I mean, it looks cute, though, from here. And I'm going to leave this open so that it'll dry. So hopefully it won't, like, fall. Okay, so this is water activated. I'm going to do oil next just because it's so freaking easy and I love it. So this one also, okay, water activated paints. You put, I will show you. That's what we're doing here, right? So you see the water. I just kind of run it around in the bowl and you see it's coming off the brush. That's how easy. And I still will use doing dish detergent to clean it just because that's my habit. But looking at this, like, it's clean just by putting it in the water. Like, there is no paint on there. But I still will clean it again anyway, just because. And so we're going to take the red. And I don't care if the color mixes in here because we're cleaning the brushes. And what I'm doing is pushing, like, pretend this is the bottom. I'm pushing the brush at the bottom and just swirling it around. And then doing this, looking at it. Looks like it has a little red in it. And so sometimes, like, if the water gets really muddy like this, I will just pour new water. And so, yeah, so it does clean it out. And that's how easy it is to get it off. And we're going to demonstrate that later. Hopefully I don't bump into this and knock it over. So I'm clumsy. And so even looking at this, you see how it did fade some. But it will dry down on its own, whereas the cream, no, the oil base does not. When the live ends... Okay, I will. Because it's a look that I do and use. Okay. So CC Beauty. If you guys are interested in oil paint, I fell in love with this. And when I first started using this, so thank you again, Janessa, like 10 trillion times for sending this to me. I was like, I like this better than water activated. But then I realized they each have a purpose. So it just depends on, like what I wanted, what look I'm going for, what I want to do. And these, unlike the water activated, you can scoop them out. So you can see where I scooped out that one. I scooped out this hot pink down here because I was mixing colors. So do we still want to stick with green and red? Let's stick with green and red. I don't have a lot of brushes. These oil-based paints, oil and water does not mix. So when I tried to wash the brushes, I'm like, this is not working. And I looked up and the red does look like it's stained the brush, Janet, but it was no color on it. So that's just kind of bizarre. So this is a clean one. This is a clean one. Where is it? This is the clean one. This is the one we use with the red. So even though there was no color on here, I'm dipping it back into the muddy water. And there's no paint on here. But then once I do clean this again, it will be the regular color. It'll be this color. I had to look up, like, how do I clean these brushes? So that's when I bought vegetable oil. Hey, Hannah. No personal experience. So glad it worked out. I found it randomly and bought it. I love it. I love this so much. I keep saying I purchased one for my kid because I was like, I was double dipped all into this thing. So I purchased, it said use vegetable oil based. So you use oil. So I have, I put some vegetable oil in a small Dawn dish detergent bottle, and I squirt that onto my Sigma brush cleaner thing, and then just, like, clean it off. And then once it's all out, then I rinse it. And then I still use Dawn dish detergent because that's just my thing with cleaning brushes. So that's how I clean the oil-based paints. And I do like the Real Techniques brushes for the oil-based paints. And I have like probably 6 of these in my kit and maybe 10 of these in my kit. These are the Real Techniques number 200. This is the Real Techniques 210. These are the ones I use for paint pot and eye primer and concealer. These are the ones I use for foundation, but I love them for oil-based. Why should I say that number? Like, what does that mean? Oh, because that's part of your name? Hannah 67-M4T. Hey, Alicia. I don't think Janet did. YouTube is changing stuff again. How you doing tonight, Hannah? Oh, happy birthday, Avery. I'm just looking through the chat really quick. You guys are so sweet. I was testing you. You were testing us, trolls? Those trolls are amazing. And I always wonder if it really be people's birthday when they say that. And so I always say it anyway because it doesn't hurt anything to just be like happy birthday, whether it is or not. But I do always wonder. So we're gonna do green again. And maybe do I need a maybe I use this brush too. This is a little bit thinner. So we're going to, we don't have to deal with water, don't have to deal with none of that, right? We're just going to go into this green. We're going to swirl it. Oh, this is bright. You feel you? Why? And so this is what makes this so easy. And this is a wider brush. And you just, and it stays consistent. Like with the water-based, how we went this way, it got lighter, so then we went back the other way to make it darker. This just goes how it is. Like it is what it is. And so I'll just take the brush and swirl in it. Or if I scoop it out, if I want to mix shades and mix them on the palette and just put it on. And it feels so nice. Like it is just so friggin' smooth. And so this is that. I don't know if it'll go any darker, so let's see. So we're just going over it. And so the oil based, it is what it is. And that's what I liked about it. I didn't have to fuss with water or go back over it and blah, 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 blah. Like it's just there. Sad birthday. Oh, that's why you feel used? It's all in fun. It's okay. Because I never really know when people say, oh, say hi, it's my birthday. I never know. I just say it because, I mean, it doesn't hurt anything to say it. You know what I mean? And it's just a short phrase. Now we're going to, what I think, but I'm going to show you how to mix. How about we do that? So we'll do that with the Makeup Forever ones. Because that one I don't double dip anyway. So we're going to go into, I'm trying to see like which one is red. This is orange, that's pink, this is red. What color is this one? Somebody tell me, because y'all know. Is this a hot pink? Is this a pink, orange, red, or a hot pink? And is this red? I think this is red. And y'all know I'm being legit. It's garnet, it's Skinny Queen. What, this one is garnet? Or this one? Because I do have trouble with colors. We're going to take this one. Red. Okay, thank you, Janet. Because y'all know I be for real when I be like, I don't know. And the thing with oil base, you can use any kind of brush you want to use. You can use synthetic. I only use synthetic brushes because my skin doesn't tolerate natural brushes. And I don't know if I would use natural brushes with these, only because some natural brushes are expensive and I wouldn't want to take that chance. But, you know, do your own thing. So let's see what this does over the green. It actually covers the green, whereas this kind of mix. Thank you, Janessa. Kira received a membership. 99 FUPA, but an itch ain't one. That's funny. I remember Nebulous Nectar. I remember that name. Okay, received another one. And Sylvia received another one. They received the ones not too long ago that Black Cat sent. And so we're just going to put that right there. So it is what it is. It is what it is, and it doesn't change colors over another color like the water base does. So it's really just what you want. And again, you will have to, Tatiana Thompson, hey, how you doing today? Thank you, Janessa. And so it just is what it is. And again, you are going to, like, these are dry. These are dry. These don't dry down. They do not dry down. So you are going to, I didn't bring a paper towel over here. I'll just put it on the cloth because these cloths are stained and dirty anyway. Well, they look dirty, but they're clean. They're just stained. So you are going to want to powder down with the translucent powder. And so that's the oil base. It is what it is. And it lightened up where my fingerprint is. Guys, I fear the gifted memberships have something against me because I never get one. Like you, do you want to fight? Before I get so snatched. You're 64, Skinny Queen? Are you serious? Hey, KK. KK, your look is going to be on Tuesday, and I'm combining it with Tanya's because she wanted a Patti LaBelle look, and I know you said a full glam, and Patti LaBelle do wear full glam and lashes, and so we're going to do that on Tuesday. And she also has said a Thanksgiving inspired look, and when I googled them, it was just like neutral glam looks, and so we're going to combine all three of those. So that'll be on Tuesday in the live stream. And so yeah, if you do touch it, it's going to lighten up because you're going to pull some of the paint off. And that is that one. And again, you will need to use oil, some type of oil, doesn't matter, canola, olive oil, vegetable oil, whatever, to clean the brushes because oil and water don't mix. And you can put as much water on here as you want to and swirl as much as you want, and it's going to look the same and it's going to frustrate you. So you are going to want to do that with that. Are you serious, Skinny Queen? I thought you were like a tiny tot, like not a kid, but I thought you were younger. And so we are going to take a powder puff that I could not remember before what this darn thing was called. Or we could use a sponge. I'm actually going to use the rounded side. So we're going to just dip this, and I'm not going to double dip in this powder. So that means I need to get enough on the sponge. You should be able to use an oil-based cleanser like you do for your face as well. Wait a minute, what oil-based cleansers do I use for my face? I use Drunk Elephant cleansers. Are they oil-based? So I'm just getting a bunch on the sponge, and it's going to have to be enough because I'm not double dipping in this powder, and I don't feel like putting some on my palette. So we just want to, okay, that's a lot. So you just want to tap it, not as much as I use, and you can use a brush too if you want to, but it is translucent, so it should highlight my gray patch over here. So it should just pat, and you see I'm not swiping, right? You was thinking about the biphase cleansers. Yeah, I just went out and bought a huge thing of vegetable oil. It was like, the cheapest one was like less than $5, but it was like 48 ounces. I said, I'm going to have this oil. They're going to end up burying me with that oil. This is all that oil. Like, what? And I did look at different cleansers, but I'm like, do I want to spend a lot of money on oil? And so you just keep patting it till it's dry. And even though there was a crap ton of powder, it did pull off some. It did pull off some of the red, but we are just pressing. We're not swiping. And there's some stuck in the green. So you just want to pat that dry. Again, this side, it dries down. The oil base does not. So you are going to want translucent powder. And I did not use my Fashion Fair because that does have a tint to it. Yeah, I'm sure it would. But yeah, that oil is going to live longer than me. It's like the thing is like this big. And I only use it like a tiny bit. Yeah, I was like, I'm not spending more money than I have to. And so that does it come off on here? Yeah, it actually did come off a little bit. You see some red on my hand. So some still did transfer, but yeah, it's dry. Remember I did this before and it was on my finger, and now it's not on my finger. So oil-based, you are going to want to set it whatever you put the color, that's what it is. And if we go back to the water-based, you see how the colors did mix the green with the red. Where the oil-based, it is what it is. You have ice cream. You have cream eyeshadow palette that doesn't dry down. Your cream does not. It does not. Does not. So that's the oil-based. So we have water over here. We have oil-based over here. Now we're going to get into, I would think that most people have vegetable oil, coconut, or olive oil at home. And I use olive oil. Olive oil is expensive. I'm like, I ain't using, no, that's going to be for like, for cooking. I'm like, I ain't using expensive oil to wash these brushes. And the cheapest one was $4 and something for the vegetable oil. That shit was, so that's the one I got. I'm like, I ain't using expensive oil to clean out the brushes. Yeah, I had to go and buy oil. I'm just like, what? Are you serious? So this is a cream. So we have water activated paint, we have cream, and it did dull it down too a little bit. And we have the cream based paint, and now we're going to use um no, it's not. Water activated paints, oil based paints, cream paints. And actually it's just called cream makeup on here. It says cream. And I didn't even use this brush, so this can go away. Yay! Another clean brush. So we're going to stick to green and red because y'all like green and red. I'm excited. I got to remember, Kay, to bring everything right here because I changed around my station. And so like my gems and the lashes are down there. I have one of those storage ottomans where if you flip the top, it's a tray. So that's why I have like that stuff sitting there. So I'll just, and it's not far. So even if I forget, I just have to like dip down or to reach it. But that's where the lashes and the gems are. Because where I was trying to put it up here, it just looked cluttered to me, and I don't like clutter. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to do it, and I have been getting better using lashes too, and so that's not as frustrating as it used to be the first couple times. Wait a minute, what? Where? Who Anna? Who Annaboo? Who Annaboo? Is Lash Me Beat? Is that you, Annaboo? Because I'd be like, Annaboo. How old did I think you were, a skinny queen? I thought you were probably around like in your late 20s. Like for real. Annaboo. Yeah, YouTube messing up people's names. Hey, Annaboo, how you doing today? So we're going to stick with the creams. And you could just dip a brush in it. This is a different consistency. The water base you saw, you had to get it wet, put the brush in it, go back and forth. Cream, put the brush in it, swipe it on. This one, it is creamy, but it's not going to come out straight like that, like how the oil did, because it's not oil, this is a cream. And if anybody ever used any cream products, then if you were in your late 20s, I don't think I would have grandkids. I didn't know you had grandkids. I didn't know that. I missed that memo. I'm sorry. So you can put a brush in it, but you're not going to get the payoff that you want right away. And should I show you? Yeah. So we're going to just swipe it. This and also it's pressed in like a powder, even though it's a cream. And you will get some color, but you got to work for it. This is almost the consistency of MAC's paint pots. And so you will get the color, but it's not going to last too long because you see how it fades out. So what we're going to do, but you can definitely do that. I have to remember to spray this. Where's my spray? So we're going to scoop out with a spatula like we scooped in all the other ones. We're going to scoop out some of the red, and you just take a spatula and just scoop some out. Put it on a palette. That's it. A little red piece of shit. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know how I did not bring a paper towel over here. So this blue microfiber cloth is all sorts of colors. And do we want to make a brown? Because then it will look like shit. We're going to take the green since we're dealing with reds and greens here. And you really don't need a lot. Posted. Can you read my comment? I see Kay saying, hey, oh, would it be better? No. Would it behave if you painted over the cream with another layer after it's set with powder? You can do that, yes. With the intensity, would it intensify the shade and lock it in? It may, but then you're going to have to set it again. I do think it would. And we can try and see. Congratulations, too. You got another gifted membership. I was like, she just had one. So we can't, where's that brush? That brush is over there. But then we'll have to go back and set it again with powder. And so it may or may not keep the intensity. And that's something to consider too. So where's the red one? Here's the red one. Who's the red man? Where's the red man? So it definitely will, but will it stay after we set it again? Because we're going to have to set it again because it will not dry down. That was a good question. That was a good question. So we're going to let that sit for a minute, hopefully. Actually, I'm going to do this now so I don't forget because I don't want to double dip in the powder. I'm going to put some powder into this container. Compliments of Bahama Breeze. I have like 9 of these and I have 3 of them in my kit. When they bring you something with sauce, that's too much powder. When they bring you something with sauce, and then when I would ask for a to-go container, like for whatever it was, I would put the food in there and whatever, I would put the whole container of sauce in my to-go bag. I got like 9 of these. 6 for me because it's 3 in my kit I use for water. But yeah, I would just be like, put the whole thing in there. I don't know if I was supposed to do that or not, but I did it. And these brushes will clean out with just like regular brush cleaner, which I used on dish detergent. Just because I have roadblocks listed. I don't know. Okay. I missed the function. I'm sure I did. Oh, you're welcome. The Mehron, no. The water activated we used is Mehron. The oil based is CC Beauty from Amazon, and it is friggin' phenomenal. And this is the Makeup Forever from the Makeup Forever website. Yeah, so this one is Makeup Forever. Y'all, I love this thing. I love it. And I do have a lot of the MAC Contour Sculpt. I have one of their blush little palettes. I have their foundation palette. The thing with the foundation palette, the darkest shade in there, it's not, that palette is not inclusive. It's 12 different shades in there. The darkest one, maybe stretching it, maybe would match Grace, maybe. And so I'm like, they need to have 2. They need to have a second one that starts with that dark shade and goes deeper, or at least have like a super, super rich brown in there that you can mix with the other shades to try to get your shade. But it's very disappointing that's their one foundation palette, and the darkest shade, of course, it's not over here with me. It's in my kit. Yes, it's annoying to me. All depends if you use to apply it. You got better payoff. Okay, I'm losing track of what we're talking about. So to Makeup Forever, you're gonna, let me put this on all. You are gonna want to keep going back over it. I think people taking some restaurant. I paid for that. Are you kidding me? When you pay for food, you also pay for the condiments. Like if you say you want extra sauce, you think they ain't slipping that in there in your bill? All depends on choose to apply it with your other payoff. I haven't been to Bahama Breeze in years. I'm just making sure I'm catching up. Great steak knives, of course. I haven't taken any knives though. It was just a little condiment, little cup. Because they would never bring like a little to-go cup with a cap. Like some places they'll be like, "Oh, here's a little to-go plastic cup with a cap." They would never do that. So I'm like, So we're going to, and you can use, this is how I use it with clients. I put it on a palette, and excuse me, right at my throat, and then put it wherever I want it to go in their face. This does not last long because y'all saw that big blob we put on there, and it is almost gone. And this was out of stock for a long, not this, the palette was out of stock for a long time, and so I had signed up for the notification, and so I snatched it when it came up. But so that's that one. Why am I acting like I'm really doing something? Why back. We're going to circle back and pat that dry because y'all can see it's still wet. It is not going to dry down. It does not dry down. So we'll see what the color looks like with that. Hello, how are you? I still remember I saw a video of this family that stole a booth from the subway. How do you steal a booth? That is funny. How you steal a booth? Do a flip? Do a flip? No, thank you. We can pretend I did a flip. I'm not even sure if I know what that means. You mean like a cartwheel type thing? What's happening? So we're going to pat. Oh, shoot. Yeah, that was way too much again. So yeah, it does kind of dull it down again. And I am just patting. I'm not swiping. Is this what they mean when they say beat your face? Because I feel like I'm like being rough with my face, beating my face. So yeah, so it dulls it down again. And you don't need that much powder. So that was not a good example. Like you don't need that much powder. So it does dull it down again because it's not going to dry down. It looks really nice when you first put it on though, but it's not going to dry down. Whereas the water activated, when it dries, like it is what it is, and then you just go over it a few times to intensify it, and then it dries down on its own. Whereas the oil, you have to set it. As if I don't have enough gray hair. The oil, you have to set it so it will dull it down. And if they don't want me to set it, I'll just tell them come back later. Because sometimes the oil base, depending on how long they're wearing it and how expressive their face is, like for me, it's going to crack up in here because I'm always laughing and acting goofy. And so I'll tell them, if you don't want me to set it, just come back anytime in the night and I'll refresh it for you. And so some come back and some don't. You can spray it. I haven't done that because I have this thing with, okay, if it's a water-based spray, it's not going to do anything for the oil, and it may not even help it to dry down. But that is a good question. That is something I have not tried. So we're going to take the green from the Makeup Forever, the green one. But it does say, like for the oil, after you spray it, I meant to use another brush, and I have another brush right here. It does say to spray, but I haven't because I want the color to stay vibrant, and so sometimes they'll not even want me to set it, which is fine. And so this is the green. The oil-based are easy to mix, and so are the creams because of the container. The water activated, those would be hard to mix. Not even hard, just got to put in some work to mix it. And so that is that. Now we're going to actually use the brush that had the red. And so what's left in it, those are setting sprays that are specifically made for that purpose. I do have the Mehron, even for their water activated, their barrier spray. We're mixing the red with the green. Y'all, that stuff is alcohol based and it is strong. And I remember saying I would tell the client, take a deep breath and hold your breath for 20 minutes. And somebody like 20 minutes, I meant to say 20 seconds. And I was like, I probably did say 20 minutes. Y'all were like, I'm picturing them sitting there. Yeah, so hold their breath for at least like 20 seconds. And don't open their eyes for at least 20 seconds. So we just mixed all of this up. So this is the green and the red. Oh, that's a pretty purple. Y'all like, girl, that's brown. Y'all know I have issues with colors. Oh, is that a freckle in there? Yeah, I got a freckle in there. And a couple freckles in there. I would swear I would know my face by now. So this is what the cream looks like. And it's easy to mix because you just mix up on the palette. Are you speaking my language? Gotta have cocktail sauce and a Coke on deck. They still have not had 2-liter Mountain Dews at the Giant near me. They haven't had the 1 liters either. They just have like the 6-packs and the cans. You just ate a whole shrimp ring. That is funny, Tanya. Yeah, it would need to be an alcohol-based spray. That Mehron one is called the barrier spray. Y'all, that stuff is strong. The first time I used it, I think it was in a video or a live stream. I sprayed it. I was like, my eyes are burned. Y'all, that's strong. Strong. That's exactly what beating my face mean. Yeah, I was being kind of aggressive. I was like, why am I like pounding myself in the hood? The whole booth literally up and left with the booth in their truck bed. That sounds like a scene from was it one of Friday movies when they hooked up the ATM machine to the bumper and they was that? Hey Locke, how are you? Okay, I appreciate it, Locke. Thank you. Annabelle has a question for the members. Have you guys ever seen Dion in action? Like, what do you mean? Oh, with one of my clients? No, but there's been pictures. There's been pictures because they don't come here, so I'm always going to like where they are. So what now? What now? So this is the cream, and it will dry, but it takes a long time. And so I would set it, but then like the oil based, it'll dull down the color. That's the only thing. But sometimes they don't want me to set it. They're just like, just leave it. And I do always leave it open. If you want me to refresh it, just come back because I'm there all night. And just like they're there most of the night. And so the cream and the oils do perform similar. These compared to the CC Beauty, the Makeup Forever is just a drier formula. And I think because it's packed in, where I don't know how they put this in here, but this is just really smooth, really creamy. Where this, even with the brush, I saw I had to keep swiping to pick it up. And even on the palette, I had to put in some work to get it on the brush from the palette. So it is definitely a different consistency. We're going to do one more. But y'all, I just love how you see what it is before you open it. This is beautiful. And I have not used all of these shades yet. So the last one we're going to do is that would be nice. I need to touch base with the event that they're having in December. Like if they want me to be there or not, because there's some planning that needs to take place for that. And so I'll reach out to them. I did reach out after the previous event of theirs that I worked at. Excuse me. But I'm gonna reach out to both of them again. So this is Blue Squid UV activated. It does look really nice. This is the one where I was tripping like, why does it look like shit? Y'all know I'm weird. All right, let me get to it. All right. I know this is the small things in life. This is the little things in life. So what I do is and we're still going to just keep using the green and the red. So I just squeeze a little bit and then I do that and get a piece of shit on there. And so these are fun. When I did that look, there's not a red. There's not a red. I know I just cut off my sentence. There's these three colors, but there's not like a red. And I remember I was asking like, what colors are these? Because I thought one was orange, but then it's not. But these are the colors. There's no red. These are the closest to red. The other one is green, blue, white, and yellow. But because you can make your own colors. But since I don't know what colors are anyway, like what color would I use to make it? For those that saw my Fiasco Lawless Foundation video, the new one just got delivered. And we're going to take out some of the, I think this is a hot pink. So we're going to squirt some of that out. And then do that. And then we're going to put the cap back on. We all have different levels of weirdness. I know I got multiple levels of weirdness. I know I'm different. And we don't need a spatula for this. We are going to use another Real Techniques brush. Do I need two of these? Yeah, because we're using a hot pink and a green. So I just want y'all to see how they work. And then we're going to systematically remove them so y'all can see what that process is. Yep, welcome to the Crazy Troll Nation. It's a prerequisite to be a tad bit off to be here, to appreciate being here. So we're going to take the green. And this is very, like, I don't know if you can see it. Like, it's very soft. Like, it's very, very soft. And it picks up extremely well. And I'm guessing it's oil. I don't know. I think it might just be a cream. It did come in a box. I didn't keep the box. But I'll look it up and see. But these are definitely UV reactive. And they also have UV reactive crayons too. So that's even easier because then you can just paint. And I think that would be good for kids because they want to be all squirmy and whatnot. So we're just going to put this on the face. Because it is UV reactive, it is more like a neon type color. And when I did that look, it is on my Instagram and I do have pictures. Y'all, that picture was nice. So I took pictures with light on and then I turned the light off and it was so freaking cool. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm thinking, Janessa, to use these for the current Creative Art with Heart collab because it's all about light, different types of light. And I'm like, okay, UV reactive. I'm having trouble talking today. So that's this green, which was this green. So it does look more neon than in here. And maybe it does look like what's on here though. And it's because it's UV reactive. And so it's going to look a little different. And then we're going to go into the hot pink. And you can mix these as well. These are it's a very nice consistency. Like it's very smooth and very creamy. That's the word. So we're just going to put this over here. And so it goes where you put it. It stays where you put it. Very easy to use. I had a lot of fun with that look. When we did our Juneteenth and Pride look last year, Janessa, I like that too. I did a pride flag on this part of my face with the different paints and stuff. It was really nice. I really like that. We're going to use this brush and we're going to dip into the green and go back to what little bit of that hot pink is there. And we're going to put that here. So you can mix the colors. These were not a good example for colors because it's very subtle. So we're taking a little bit of the blue. Did I use this blue before? Because this blue did not want to come out. And we, oh, don't fall. And what do I want to use? What do I want to mix with the blue? I did not. What's weird is that I use sponges on my clients all the time, but for me, I just don't. Like, I'm weird. I'm weird. What color should I mix with the blue? Yellow? That'll make green, won't it? Purple? That's in the same family. Take that same orange shade. Let's see what the orange will do. And you can use, oh, that came out a lot. So we put this shade with this shade. You totally can. Ew, that one smells funny. So we're going to mix these two. I know I'm behind the chat. So we're going to mix these two. And there's like a chunk. It's a chunk. The thing with this one too is not to blend it too much because you'll blend it away. How is that almost the same color as it was, just a little darker? So just put it on and just leave it. These do dry down. I was gonna say they also don't, but they do. So this is the pink. So what the hell is that smell? I caught a whiff of something. And I'm the only one here. Like, did I have an accident? What the fuck? So the water-based dry down by themselves. The blue squid, I am not sure what formulation this is. It's not cream. I mean, it's not oil-based because the oil don't dry. So it's probably just a cream. Let's see. Did the Makeup Forever? Did not dry down. So the Makeup Forever cream one, you will have to set or not and just keep checking it and see if you want to refresh it. A little thing here. We're going to take the green because you totally can. And you know what's funny is when I did clients, I think it was at Circus Party or something, I use sponges. But for me, I just don't. It's just weird. I do things for my clients that I don't do for me and vice versa. So we just picked up some of this green. So what was that? Oh, that was this. So yeah, you totally can. You totally can. And even, yeah, so you can. I'm just not a sponge person by nature, I guess. because I do use them, just not for me. So I do think I do find it ironic that I do things for clients that I don't do for me. And like both ways work. Like how I do my makeup for me works, how I do their makeup for them works, but I use different techniques for myself and for them. I'm weird that way. I always set it so I won't smear on my face or on others. Everybody's not everybody's not touchy-feely. I don't know how else to say it. And even when wearing makeup, I mean, I have a tendency. I'm like, so my face doesn't get on their shirt or their clothes or whatever anyway. And so it's kind of like that where people just hug a certain way that they're not rubbing. And I have had some people say, "Okay, Joe, we'll be here probably." Thank you, Joe, for letting us know. Oh, thank you, Joe, for letting us know. Um, there are some people who, if I'm like, you should let me do something to your face, and they're like, well, no, because I'm going to do this placing, and it'll get smeared or whatever. So it is a thing. It is a thing. So they know ahead of time like what they're going to be, what they plan to do for the rest of the night, and that determines like what they want done or don't want done. Or some people will just say, okay, I just want an eyeshadow look because I'm going to be doing other stuff or whatever. And so it is a legit thing. So it's just knowing what you plan on doing before you get your whole face done in something. So water activated, oil based, set, cream, compacted cream. I'll put it that way. I'm not sure what this is, but this did dry down. So I'm wondering if it's water based, because water activated dries, oil based does not. Makeup Forever cream does not dry down. So I'm wondering if this is water based. This is not coming off. Yeah, I beat my face again. So we're going to take this off just so y'all can see the process. The easiest one is the oil based. So we're just going to take a cloth and going to press hard. This is moving. I need it to not move because this is so soft. Just take this cloth. Y'all, I'm a liar. I am a liar. You know why? This is my first time ever setting it. Because when I did set it before, it just wiped right off. What? And it still kind of is, but I'm being very aggressive with my face. Do y'all want me to run and go get, I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. I was going to say run and get a Neutrogena makeup remover wipe. But Garnier sent me their whatchamajigget that I have sitting here. So I could just use that. When I don't set this, it just wipes right off. Ooh, look at that rubbing. Yeah. Because I never set, well, sitting here when I do my face, I never set it. And it might be on for like 2-3 hours. And I take a cloth and just wipe it and it just comes straight off. Do y'all want me to run and get the Neutrogena wipes? Because that's what I use normally, or just use this Garnier, which is sitting here. Wow. The water activated is not going to move without water. We're going to take this with the cream. This is what the oil did before when I didn't set it. It just comes right off. But we didn't set it either, so keep that in mind too. So this just comes off. Because they were like, how do I get it off? So this, yeah, the cream not set comes off the way the oil base does when it's not set. And then, of course, I still double cleanse afterwards. The Garnier, says Tanya. And that is sitting right here. And they sent 3 cloths with it. One side is white, one side is pink. I don't know if I want to destroy those or not. This is dry. So I know these are not going to come off. So that one, we had that one. That one, we had this one. So, water. I could just take a clean one. How about I take one that's clean but stained? This is gray, which is clean. They stain. So we're just going to put water in here. Actually, I'm going to do it easier because this is what I did before. Like when I'm at an event, this is what I do. I put water in here, and then I put the cloth in it. Ooh! Why are you squirting on me? That wasn't nice. How come this microfiber cloth like is halfway absorbing the water and halfway not? So there's like a mess right here. This is why I always have a microfiber cloth down on my station, because it's messy. Well, it's not messy. I'm messy. Let me just dab this water. Have any of you, I know Janessa has used, oh no, you have used water-based, Janessa. Janessa, what are the different kind of paints or makeups that you have used? I know you used the cream. So this is saturated. This is wet. So we're just going to press it. Can't see you. There you go. We're going to press it and just wipe. This is the water activated, because water activates it. So that's done. Do I want more water in here? There's enough water in here. Let's see. Again, we didn't set this. Well, it dried down on its own, so it didn't need to be set. And also, we didn't use any setting sprays or finishing sprays either. And so this is still just wet. And I don't think this is going to do anything. So yeah, so it is really still easy. I see the green up here, and I do still double cleanse, as I said. I can see the green up here. I don't see the red though, surprisingly, because Janet had asked if the red stains. But I see the green. I see the green stripe here, here, and here. That's interesting. Alrighty, Garnier. They sent me in the box with 3 of these. I'm not going to use those because they probably will stain. The bag is really nice. I did show it when I did the unboxing video, but I didn't air it yet because the second half of the video is going to be me demonstrating using this. But this is the bag, and y'all know I love me some bags, and it's a nice size too. And I do use these for travel. It's a nice size bag. So I don't know when that's going to air. So we are going to, if they had asked me, it seemed like months and months and months ago. And when I came across the email again, I thought, oh, okay, I guess they're not sending it. Excuse me, which is not a big deal. I'm not entitled to receive anything from any brand. And then the other day I looked out the door and the box was sitting outside of my doormat. I have used water activated paints, cream paints, and theatrical creams. Haven't used any oil-based. What would you say, Janessa? Thank you for that, Janessa. What would you say these are? Water-based? Because it functions like water-based. It dried down and then it just wiped off with a wet cloth. Now that we're done with the presentations, what are the pros and the cons? We're not done yet. We got to get this off of here, but we're almost done. This is wet because I dabbed up the water that was on here. I was like, I just thought this was going to be more absorbent, but it really wasn't. And so this is what I do when I'm at the space. I'll take a cloth and I'll do that to get the water out of it and to use the water that's in it. And so I do still see the green over here. So for the most part, the oil does come off when you set it. But yeah, somebody had commented all the rubbing. Yeah, because I was pressing hard. But the cream not set, that just came off. The water with a wet cloth, that came off. This just came right off. And so it may look like, oh my God, like they have like all this stuff on their face. How do they get it off? And this is just water that's in here now that I'm just rubbing along my hairline. And I still see these green lines though, like right here, very faintly. And this that I missed down here. Is that paint or is that me from rubbing it that it's turning red? Because I do have sensitive skin. So we're going, this is just wet from me dabbing water that was here. And we're going to put some of, I wanted to see if I was going to use a different cloth. So we're going to put some of this in here. Oh, y'all, these are not like super absorbent. I mean, I guess it's a good thing, but I keep forgetting, and then it just goes places. Hello, Eric. Erica Northern. Hi. This your mom's account and it's your 13th birthday. Can you give me a shout out? There was your shout out. Yeah, I kind of think they might be water too, Janessa. I really like them though. The formula, and this is actually like the one that I have. Um, Garnier Skin Active Micellar Cleansing Water, all in one, waterproof, cleanses plus removes makeup, even waterproof mascara, plus soothes. No rinse, no rubbing, no residue, face, lips, eyes, all skin types, even sensitive. No alcohol, no oil, no fragrance. And this is actually the one that I do use, but I've been stuck, y'all, like for real, on the Scandinavia, the makeup removal. The Scandinavia makeup removal. I think it's remover. The makeup remover spray. Scandinavia makeup remover spray. And that I just spray 3 times on my face and use a Neutrogena wipe and just wipe it off. But this used to be my go-to. And so I was kind of like, do I want to say they can send it? Because I already have like a huge one. I think it's like 23.5 ounces. This one is 13.5. So the other one is huge. And I'm only like down to here. But then I said, well, if they're sending other stuff too, like the cloths and like the whole kit and all of that. Yeah. And it lasts for a long time. So this does have the micellar water on it. We're just going all over the face. And you can use this instead of the water for the water activated paint. And for the cream, we just use the cloth to dry. But you can probably use this for that too. So whatever's easiest for you. I am not a role model, so all that rubbing and stuff I did, you may not want to do on your own skin. I don't see the green lines anymore right over here. And this seems to have gotten, I don't know. I do think I see a little pink right here though, but I'm not sure if I'm seeing things or not. So I do hope that this was helpful. I don't know if this is from me rubbing or is that from the makeup. I'll put a little bit more in here. Yeah, I don't know. And y'all like, girl, why not just take your eye makeup and your lipstick off? Because I'm weird. Just keeping something for me to do for later. So yeah, so I mean, it's easy. It is easy to remove, as you see. It was not a long, tedious process. It's longer getting the paint on and the designs that you want and, you know, whatever it is you want to do with your look. This is the easiest part, is removing it. And of course, my foundation powders, blush, bronzers, all that came off too. There's a red mark there too, but I think that's my skin because it's just a patch. That's weird. Well, I'm weird. So pros and cons. Okay, a con for the oil base is that you're going to want to set it. Because it's not going to dry down. And the con to setting it is, I'm just trying to move stuff so I don't make a mess. The con to setting it is it's going to dull down the color. That's the con to that one. The con to the water base is that if you apply a second color, like to cross over how we did the red over the green, if you apply that second color before the first color has fully dried, it's going to bleed that color and the color is not going to stay distinct. So that's the con to that. But it's workable, you know, just make sure you just let it dry. So everything, each of these has a learning curve to it. These are amazing. They do dry down. It is easy to remove, and they're UV reactive, which is a lot of fun if you're going to be in like a rave environment or something like that. How they have like the blue light, the black lights, and all of that. The cream, I don't have any cons to this, except I'm gonna go through it really quickly. There's already a hole in the white, and there's a hole in the black. So the only con to this one is that I'm gonna go through it quick. Especially like certain colors, because I didn't touch 5 of the colors yet, but it's very compact. The cons though, I do think the pros outweigh the cons. The water activateds, you put them on, you're going to have to wait, let it dry, and then add a second layer, let it dry, add a third layer, let it dry, Usually 3 layers is enough for it to be opaque. If you blend it too much, it's going to blend away. And so that's the con to that. But then it's just a learning curve because it took me time to learn how to work with it. And once I learned how to work with it, like it was fine. I can do a face, I'll do this and then do something else, come back to it, do something else, come back to it, and everything was okay. But initially, it's just like, okay, why is this not opaque? How come this keeps sharing out? Because you keep blending it. So it was a learning experience for that one. But what I do like about the water activated, let me hold up the ones as I'm talking about it. One of the Mehron ones. What I do like about the water activated is it does dry down on its own. And you can use any type of brush. Usually I just use just like regular paint brushes or craft brushes or brushes people use for acrylic paints. And you can get these cheap. These are trash. Like these are super cheap. And every time I wash them, like some of them, the bristles are falling out. And I don't even know what is wrong with this one. This one is just like, what the hell? Like it I don't know what these brushes. And these came with the kit. Or you can use like your regular eyeshadow brushes. I wouldn't just in case, but it's foolish because you can use any kind of brush you want to. The pro to the water activated is that they stay where you put it, they dry down. Once you get the color the way you want it, once you get it opaque the way you want it, it's going to stay that way. And so you don't have to, you still can spray it with the barrier spray just to further lock it in, but you don't have to necessarily set it. You don't necessarily have to spray it. It's not going to rub off that easy. And so that's the pro to the water activated. The con for me was the learning curve. But again, once I learned to use it, zip, 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 and it was fine. The oil base, I love it because it's just easy. The color goes on like the color is, and you can just put where you want. But you are going to want to map it out if you're using different colors because the colors will bleed together. The same with the water activated. So if you're one of the people who like traces out, everything that you do and puts a color here, a color here, color there, but that would be with any of these formulas. Yeah. So the con with this is just you may most likely you're going to want to set it and it's going to dull down the color. That's the con. The pro is that it's so friggin' easy to use. And when it's not set, it is so easy to just remove. Just take a cloth and it just wipes off how this side just wiped off. And so I like them. I like all of these equally. When I first started using this, I'm like, oh yeah, I love this more than a water activated, but they each have their place. So it depends on what type of look you're going for, on what types of designs you're going for. I don't know. And I use the same types of brushes for both. No, I don't. For the oil, I tend to use dense brushes like these. Whereas for the water activated, I tend to use these types of brushes. Like the watercolor brushes or, acrylic paint brushes. Because it is a thinner formula. The other one, Makeup Forever. The con to this, y'all, this is certain colors in here. I'm going to run out quick. And I do get a good pro discount for these. And I was happy to have it. And part of me is like, girl, just get another one and put on the shelf somewhere. Because these two already have a hole in it. And hey, Alicia. Nope, I'm lazy. Hey, Liv. Thank you for being here. And so it's just easy. It's just easy. It didn't fully dry down. That may be a con. So you may or may not want to set it. And if you do, is it going to dull down like it did with the oil based? Excuse me. And so, but this is also easy to use. Scrape some out, put it on a palette. Or if it's for you, just, put your brush in it. But then if you're going to want to mix colors, you can easily mix colors by putting them on a palette. The same with the oil base. It's easy to mix. You just put it on a palette. And so those could be two more pros for this one and the oil. Scoop it out and it's easy to mix. And I do really like this. I do really like this. This is a drier formula than the oil, but these colors, y'all, are beautiful. And y'all like, girl, you got all the colors like 10 times. Mind your business. The last one are these, and I do agree with Janessa. I do believe these are water-based. They did dry down. That's the one we had over here. And it did just wipe away with a wet cloth. And that was like super easy. And so if someone says to me, they want something easy to remove, not these because these are UV, excuse me, but I'll use the oil based and I won't set it. So that way it is easy to remove or I will use water activated because it's a wet cloth. It just comes right off. Because people who usually don't wear makeup, one of the first things they say is just use whatever is easy to get off. And I do give them the single packets of Neutrogena wipes, those who don't wear makeup, so that they can take it off. And so they do seem to really appreciate that. These are easy to use. You'll squirt some out on a palette, put the color on, mix them together on a palette and put them on, and it dries down, and it just is what it is. And the color it is the color that it is. And it dries down, it looks nice. Wet cloth, just wipe it off. And so that's it. So I don't really, I am still trying to think of like more pros and cons, but that's kind of it. And so I do like each of them equally, I'll say. Um, the only thing to remember that I need to remember with oil based is using oil to clean the paint out of the brushes, because I'm used to just, water and soap, and that's not going to work with that. And so, and I don't remember which one of these was oil or the cream, but they're all going to get washed, whatever means necessary. So any questions? Like, I hope y'all found this helpful. If any of you are from the space and you're watching this, or any of you who were asking me questions about this or watching this, I do hope that it was helpful to you. Comments and questions are always welcome. I don't know what is it with this brush, and I have washed it. Like, it doesn't flip, it doesn't go back like most brushes just go back. Why is it like, I don't, it's weird. I'm gonna wash you again. I don't know what's up with you. Like, what the hell? So I do hope, I know I'm being distracted. Let me stop. So I do hope that this was helpful. I don't have a preference of which one to use, because someone had asked me, okay, what's your favorite one to use? I'm like, it depends on what I'm going for. It depends on what type of look I'm going for. It depends on the client. Do they want something super easy to remove? I don't know what the hell. If they want something that's super easy to remove, or if they're okay with something, they might have to put a little bit of work, which none of it was actually a lot of work. But I was a little aggressive up here, like rubbing that off. You are still going to want to double cleanse, because my skin right now is feeling dry. My skin is feeling dry. So you are still going to want to double cleanse. I don't have a preference. I like them each depending on what look I'm going for, and to the ease of, thank you, Alicia, the ease of removal for the client. And so that's just kind of it. So it just depends. The same way we pick, you're welcome, Annabelle. And the same way we pick, this makeup brush for this eyeshadow versus this, brush for the blend over here. So it's the same thing, like just figuring out, okay, which brush would work best for what I want to use. And that's how it is with the paints. Water activated, oil based, cream, which one will give me what I want and also be most effective or removal for the client. And so it's just those little minor questions to ask. But once you get the hang of it, once you figure out the learning curve, all of them are super easy. The hardest one to learn was the water base, because if you put too much, it's just going to be runny, and it's not going to do anything. It's just going to just drip. And then you'll have to, figure out, okay, put a tissue in there, take some of the water out, and then do this and make it into a paste. And even for the water activated eyeliner, sometimes I'm like, okay, too much water, and then it bleeds out, and then all of that. So that for me was the hardest to get the learning curve to, was the water activated. Trying to get it into a paste, not too much water, not too little water, just enough. And each pan, each color might be different, you know what I'm saying? And so the water activated, to me, were the most difficult to learn, the learning curve. The oil, it just goes right on. The oil base goes right on. The cream goes right on. So if I had to choose, if you were to say, which one do you recommend I get? I would, damn. I want to say I would say get the CC Beauty oil based, because it is so easy, but when you set it, it's going to dull down the color. I'm not going to say to make it for everyone, because that shit was like full price. It's like $88, $89. They did have a sale, like 30% off or something like that. I would recommend that one, but you're going to go through it quick, because I didn't even use it that much, and I hit pan already on 2 of the colors. I would say this one, just for ease of use and ease to removal, unless you set it. but then you're going to dull down the color. My second would be water activated from Mehron. You just have to make sure it's just a learning curve, the learning curve. But once you get that curve, everything is cool. And this is super easy to remove. Just the learning curve on this was a lot. And so I hope that helped. I don't know. Are any of you interested in, any of these types of paints? Where you're like, girl, just leave me with my little powder product. Because we know how those work. We know how the powder products work. Janessa says, I also really like the colorful foundations from Glisten Cosmetics and Sunset Makeup. They apply just like a foundation, but come in a rainbow of colors. Oh. Now, do they come in tubes or does it come in a pan? Or does it come like in a palette, like the oil-based palette from CC Beauty? That sounds really nice, though. That would be really nice for like creative looks and like Halloween look. Oh, in a pump bottle. Oh, excuse me, Miss Ma'am. Because especially around Halloween or spooky season, as they say, when people want to do, green faces or white faces or, whatever they want to do. I have not seen those. But then I'm not really familiar with Glisten Cosmetics either. So there's that part. Okay, so I think this is it, y'all. This wasn't as long as I thought. I thought this was easily going to be like 2 hours because we did do a lot. So we talked about water activated, oil-based, cream products, and UV reactive water-based. So we put everything on. We demoed them all. I don't know what the hell this is. And then we did the removal process. And so that is everything that I had planned on accomplishing today. Because if I put it on, people want to say, how do you get it off? And so that's the process. So you are going to want to double cleanse for real because my face is feeling dry. So we're going to go, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. And thanks again, Janessa, for that CC Beauty palette because I am in love with that palette. I think we have videos going up tomorrow night and over the weekend, I think. And we'll be back here Monday. I forget what that live is. Tuesday will be KK and Tanya's member request. If you're curious about membership perks, one of the main perks that I love and that Michelle Davison loves is the perk that members get to make a request. And so if you want to have some input on the content that goes on here, that's the way to do that is to become a member. $2.99 a month. You can cancel anytime. And there are other perks as well. And so Tuesdays has become our designated day for me to do a look that a member or several members have requested to see. And so that's how we do that. And so we are going to go. And I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I hope, again, that it was helpful. If anybody from the space is watching, I hope this answered some of your questions. Feel free to always ask me questions here or off YouTube. That's perfectly fine. And have fun playing in y'all makeup. And so thank you, everyone. We are going to go. And as always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. I just realized I didn't take any pictures. I'm going to take a picture of the palettes. Okay. As always, self-acceptance, self-love. Hugs to you too, Joe. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you. And you will see me soon. Bye. And thanks again for Janessa for gifting more memberships. Bye.